these little trainings are blessing you. Today, we're going to be talking about how to create an irresistible offer. And that's an offer that is so good that people have no choice but to say yes, that absolutely they're interested. So the first thing I want to do is clear up some confusion. This is an area that when I talk to clients and I say, well, are you making offers? Because the number one reason that coaches aren't making any money is they aren't making any offers, right? They're afraid of appearing salesy, so they're kind of beating around the bush. And so what I find is if I say, hey, are you making an offer? How many offers have you made this week? That if they say yes, they've made an offer, is when I press in a little further, it's not an offer. It's an invitation. So today I want to help you get really clear the difference between an invitation and an offer. Okay, because a lot of coaches are making invitations, but they're not making offers. So let me tell you the difference. An invitation is inviting them, yes, that's the word invitation, inviting them to, for example, come to your Facebook group, or inviting them to like or comment on something. Or an invitation can even be in direct messaging with saying, hey, if you're interested, DM me. Okay, that's not an offer, that's an invitation to join your Facebook group or to connect with you. And those are great. Invitations are great. They can be a first step to an offer, but they're not offers. So what makes an offer an offer? Okay, and I made some notes because I don't want to leave anything out. Number one is that it's very specific. So an offer is for a specific product or service that solves a specific problem. So number one, how do you know it's an offer? It's very specific. Number two, it solves a problem. Because if it's not talking about the problem that it solves, it's for sure not going to be irresistible, okay, even if it's an offer, okay? It has to be easily understood. It has to be very, very clear. So an offer is easy to understand and clear. And then here's the biggest mistake that coaches make when they do make an offer and why they are not getting the response that they desire. And that mistake is they're focusing on features. Now, if you've never heard this teaching, basic understanding of sales, there's features and there's benefits. And the easy way to remember this, I learned probably 30 years ago, is features tell, benefits sell. So obviously you want to focus on the benefits. I'm going to give you an example. It'll probably kind of fall all over the place because I'm not mechanical. So those of you that are mechanical, you're going to laugh at my example, but it's what comes to mind, okay? I want you to imagine you're driving down the road and your car makes this horrible noise. I mean, it's loud, it's vibrating, it's scary. You wonder if you should just like turn off the ignition, but you decide to go ahead and drive and you pull into an auto repair, a mechanic shop, okay? And so you tell them, you pull in and you go, I'm so scared. My car is just making this terrible noise. And the mechanic says to you, don't worry. He says, you'll never believe, come here, you're gonna look. We have a brand new 357 XT diagnostic machine. Most companies out there, they got the 247X. They don't have this. And so we're going to use this to diagnose what's happening. And I'll tell you, we're going to be looking at, let's just say, the manifold exhaust. And I know nothing about mechanics, so hang with me. All right, and then we're going to do some adjustment. I'm going to use a 1/7 inch of, this kind of wrench. Meanwhile, your eyes are kind of glassy, glazing over and like wondering like, okay, is it going to help? Now, imagine mechanic number 2 comes up to you and says, wow, that must have been very frightening for you to have that noise. We will get that taken care of today. Let me tell you, I suspect what it is. And I'm going to go ahead and diagnose it. We'll use the diagnostic tool. I'm going to diagnose it. We're going to get it fixed today. That noise will go away. And I'll tell you, I think that the noise is also leaking some exhaust that you may not realize that you're breathing into your car. So we're going to get this cleaned up, and I'm going to add some special additives. Your car's going to run better. It's going to get better gas mileage, and it's going to last longer. Now, pardon my mechanical example, but which one of those two would you pull out your credit card and really want working on your car? Now, why do I tell you that? Because 9 out of 10 coaches start going through all the features of what they offer. How many hours, how many sessions, how many videos they get to watch, how many people, like it's all these features instead of focusing on the specific problem that you solve. So they don't care your jargon. They don't care if you're going to use EFT tapping or you're going to use, activation of this or that. They don't care. What they care, and if they do care, they're going to ask you about it anyway. So don't worry about it. What they care is, can you solve their problem? So that's the number one mistake people make when they're making an offer is they get in the weeds. And so they are not focusing on the benefits. Now, another thing that they make as a mistake, I'm going to give you 2 other kind of bonus mistakes that you can make. And the second one is they don't have a clear call to action. So maybe they've really got you sold. They focused on the benefits and you really want what they have to offer. And then they finish with something like, so I really thank you for being on this call. I thank you for being on this training, or it's great visiting with you. I look forward to working together. And it's just as vague. You don't know what to do next. So a good offer says, hey, get started today. Just go ahead and click on that red button. Or sometimes I'm on the phone with someone and I'll grab the link and I'll say, I'm going to put a link right now here. Check it for me. I'll put it right in the Zoom chat. I'll say, go ahead and click on that. And so they'll click and they go, do you want me to do that now? And they'll go, yeah, go ahead and click on that right now and take care of that. And as you do that, I'm going to go ahead and start sending you the first template that's going to help you get really clear on your niche. So we want to get those templates going. So before our breakthrough intensive, you can get the most from it. So it's got a very clear action. Click on the link, go to this site and do this, buy now, very clear. And a lot of times coaches are so afraid of feeling salesy that they dance around the offer and they don't give a clear call to action. Okay. The other thing that they do is there's what we call friction. Friction, like if you think about friction makes it harder for something to travel, right? When you're going against friction, like I'm a dancer. And when you're on the floor, if dancers from other dances have like left drinks or they didn't clean the floor, my suede leather shoes underneath will like stick. And so I'll go to do a turn and my body's turning, but my foot is stuck on a sticky floor, right? That's an example of friction. And you can have friction in your business that they have to go through so many clicks, or it takes so long for your site to open, or it's so complicated for them to figure out. Like I was trying to pay someone for a service that I wanted, and it gave me one website, and then I had to pick amongst that websites which one I was supposed to use, and I found it and I clicked on that, and I had to scan all the way through to figure out where I could pay. I was ready to pay. It was so complicated. That's what we call abandoning cart, right? Because it's just too much friction. So you want them to be able to very quickly take action and buy. And so an irresistible offer is very clear. It's very benefit focused. It's solving a problem. There's no friction. You're able to take action quickly. And then if you want to really have it be effective, there's 2 other things in an irresistible offer. And one is urgency and the other is scarcity. This is just something that our human brain understands. So if you don't put a deadline, in other words, if you don't reward them taking action and they figure they'll get the same deal no matter when they take action, well, then they can just get lost in, I'll think about it. I'm going to talk to my husband. I'm going to, they'll have all of these things that just drag it out. And then you have to keep following up and more time. And the more time that passes, the less likely, that is going to happen. So it's important that you reward, I call it first movers advantage. You reward the ones that take action. And so you always want to have some fast action bonus. Like if you go ahead and start today, I'm going to go ahead and give you an extra this, or I'm going to add this. And so it makes them want to take action very quickly. The other thing is, and I don't believe in doing these as fake or lying. You want to come across, with integrity, but some things that you do, they have a limitation. So for example, I have an offer coming up and I know with my time and my ability to really serve, I'm only taking 11 people for this offer. It's for the 11th, the Prosper 11th anniversary. So I'm only taking 11 people. So that's all I can really take because I only work 3.5 days a week. So only 11 people are going to get this great offer. And so this is a way that also makes people decide, because when they're gone, they're gone. Those spots are gone. Okay. 2 more tips, and we're going to wrap this up on, strategic offer mastery, how you can have an irresistible offer. Okay. First of all, I always share the success equation, right? Which is mindset plus skill set plus right action equals results. So with every offer, there's a mindset. There's a mindset that your buyer has that you want to help them with, but there's a mindset that you're coming into. And some of you have some biases. You have some mindsets that are not serving you. And so the way I would describe this mindset is, do you see yourself as a giver or a taker? So in other words, when you make an offer and someone's going to pay, do you have like a little twinge of guilt? Like, oh, I'm taking their money. They may not be able to pay for it. I don't know if I'm asking too much. I'm taking. It's this idea like I'm taking. Or do you realize that you're adding so much value that when you make an offer, you see yourself as a giver? Those are 2 very different energies. Okay. And so the mindset work is for you to realize how much you're giving. Now, one of the things I do with my clients is I tell them to take out a piece of paper. This is an easy exercise. Take out a piece of paper, and on that paper, just start writing. It could be just freehand, just brainstorming all the things all the ways your clients benefit, all the things you help them do. They have more clarity, less confusion, they're healthier, they sleep better, they have more energy, they're happier, they're in better relationship. Like whatever the things you're doing, how it's helping them. And then you can look at that and go, wow, I'm really giving so much value. I'm really helping these clients. I'm really giving so much value, so that when you come forth and make your offer, you've kind of overcome your money issues and you're not feeling like a taker, and you're showing up confident that you're going to make a difference for them and that you are a giver. Final tip, and we're all done, okay, on this strategic offer mastery. The final thing is that a really good offer takes them on a journey. It helps them focus, and you focus on the transformation that they're going to experience.